We are at 5:30, so I think we will begin. Hello and welcome. My name is Fiona Wilson, and I have the honor of serving as the Deputy Chief Sustainability Officer at the University of New Hampshire. I'm also Director of our Sustainability Institute, and we're delighted that you can join us tonight, albeit virtually. Next slide.
Too many.
That's okay. These are unprecedented and turbulent times for sure. And first and foremost, we hope that you are safe wherever you are today. And I also just want to say, as much as the global health crisis is appropriately commanding our attention right now, UNH, like others, recognizes that the world is facing a number of major challenges, COVID-19 for sure, but also the climate crisis, a growing divide in wealth and other inequalities, and many other societal issues. And we're seeing even greater unrest with capitalism as a result of these challenges, only exacerbated in the last few weeks by the global health crisis. But we also believe we're looking at greater opportunity to create positive transformation. And that's why this program, the B Impact Clinic, feels so relevant and timely, and we're so happy that you're with us tonight. Before we get started, I just have a few quick housekeeping notes. First of all, a privacy statement. We will be recording today's session and we'll be sharing the video as archive after the event. In Zoom's webinar mode, only our panelists and our presenters today will be visible. The cameras and microphones of other participants are muted automatically. But we will have time for Q&A at the end of today. And so we encourage you to enter your questions in the Q&A function in Zoom down the bottom middle of the screen. Just please feel free to put a question in there at any time as we go through the presentations, and we will get to the questions during the Q&A portion. I'd also like to introduce my colleague, Erin Allgood. Next slide. Erin is my co-faculty mentor in the B Impact Clinic, and she's the principal and founder of ELA Consulting. She's also a UNH grad. Erin, maybe you'd like to just say a couple of words before we get into the agenda.
Yeah, it's so lovely to be with all of you tonight. The students have worked just so hard over the course of the semester, and their presentations are just so incredible. So I've just been so honored to be able to serve in this capacity. And obviously I'm a UNH grad. I did my master's there in 2009, and it's such a special place and I love it. So thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks, Erin. Next slide. So to give you a sense of today's format, we've got a few introductory remarks from myself and some of our key partners, and then I'll be handing back over to Erin, who will introduce our student teams for their presentations. Again, following the student team presentations, Erin's going to invite our clients to offer feedback to the student teams, and then we'll then have some time for dialogue and Q&A from the audience. Towards the end of tonight, we'll also have the chance to hear from leaders from B Lab and those who are helping build the B Corp economy here in New England. We plan to go for about 90 minutes and we'll wrap up by 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Next slide. The B Impact Clinic is one of a number of programs organized at UNH by the Center for Social Innovation and Enterprise. The center is a joint venture of the UNH Sustainability Institute, the Paul College of Business and Economics, and the Carsey School of Public Policy. We're a unique collaboration because we work at the nexus of sustainability, business, and public policy, and we actively help students and the broader community understand how these can be a powerful force for positive change. Originally the UNH Center for Social Innovation and Enterprise, our partnership will be renamed the Changemaker Collaborative starting in fall of 2020 to better reflect our mission and vision. Next slide. We exist because we believe that all students should graduate with the confidence, competence, and experience to be able to create change, a positive change for the good of all. At its core, Changemaker education is about sparking a sense of purpose in students and equipping them to be able to tackle humanity's most pressing problems. We achieve our vision by collaborating with the community, with community partners to offer a suite of programs which are united by a commitment to connecting students to meaningful, real-world sustainability experiences. Students apply classroom learning with dedicated support to ensure high-quality learning experiences for our students, while also creating valuable contributions to our community partners. Next slide. The B Impact Clinic is really the embodiment of that vision and that model. And I want to give credit to my friend and colleague, Jessica Thomas at North Carolina State University, who created the first B Corp clinic and has so generously shared the model with us. It's one of our newer programs, but one that has caught the imagination of both students and companies. We recognized an important gap. Students of this generation are hungry to work for, buy from, and invest in companies that align with their values and interests. But many students are skeptical of for-profit businesses, and studies consistently show that they believe that companies and their leaders want to prioritize profit over people and the planet. And students want to learn more about what it takes to become a truly sustainable business. We also know from employers that they value graduates of our university who can apply classroom learning in real-world settings. But very few employers believe that university graduates are equipped to do so. And then lastly, many companies are interested in learning about how they can embed the principles of sustainable business into their own approaches, but often don't have the time or resources to do so. And that's really where the B Impact Clinic comes in. We train and support motivated student teams to be consultants, project managers, and analysts. And we match them with companies who are committed to advancing sustainability. Next slide. Since we started the clinic in the fall of 2019 with just 2 students, I know one of those is on the call tonight, and 1 client, the clinic has grown to work with over 40 students and 11 companies. Next slide. The B Impact Clinic would not be possible without our key partners. First, New Hampshire Businesses for Social Responsibility and their leadership. And another key partner is B Lab. Next slide. Oh, thanks, Aaron. There we go. Oh, I'm just going to pause for a minute while Erin gets our slides back on track.
My apologies. I think it might have been my Wi-Fi for just a second there.
No worries.
Okay.
Challenges of Zoom and social distancing work. All right. So you'll hear from New Hampshire Businesses for Social Responsibility in a moment, but B Lab is a key partner. They are a global nonprofit established over 10 years ago. And at the heart of B Lab's mission is creating a movement to help business be a force for good. It's also about creating a unified vision of using the power of business to create a more shared and durable prosperity. Next slide. B Lab understood early on the importance of developing standards, verifying companies' performance against those standards, and creating transparency so that consumers, employees, and investors could more easily distinguish between genuinely good companies and simply good marketing. And so they began by building some of the basic market infrastructure that entrepreneurs and investors said they needed. Including performance standards, as well as a legal framework and a unifying brand. And now, over a decade later, there are over 3,300 certified B Corps across the globe. Next slide. At the heart of this movement is the B Impact Assessment, or often referred to as the BIA. There are tens of thousands of users of the BIA. And it doesn't just evaluate a product or a service. Rather, it assesses the overall positive impact of the company that stands behind that product or service. At UNH, we chose to make the BIA, the B Impact Assessment, the heart of our program because we consider it to be the most rigorous and comprehensive measure of what makes a sustainable company today. It's free and open source, and it is updated regularly to reflect current best practices. And questions on the B Impact Assessment are determined by company size, sector, and industry, with around 200 questions in total, really understanding that one size could not fit all. Many companies are choosing to take their B Impact Assessment and to apply for B Corp certification. To become a certified B Corp, companies have to achieve a minimum verified score of 80 points out of a possible 200 on the BIA. Next slide. And as I said, the BIA is a rigorous assessment of a company's impact on its workers, its customers, its community, and the environment. And you can just see a glimpse of some of these areas on your screen right now. But it's really this comprehensive and rigorous nature that makes it an excellent tool for companies who want to advance their sustainability practices, but also an incredible educational tool that allows our students to get a nuanced and deep understanding of what it means to be a sustainable company. Next slide. So in addition to saying thank you to B Lab and their contribution of the B Impact Assessment, we could not offer this program without the partnership of New Hampshire Businesses for Social Responsibility. You'll hear more from B Lab at the end of tonight, but before I hand over to the student teams, I'd love to introduce Michelle Vesey, Executive Director of NHBSR, to say a few words. Michelle?
Thank you, Fiona and Erin. Thank you both for this wonderful program. NHBSR, for those of you who don't know, is a statewide membership organization of businesses that focus on sustainability and corporate responsibility. We believe that New Hampshire will thrive when we engage the power of business and our people to build a sustainable and prosperous state for all. Our programming and partnerships really focus on delivering on this vision. And so you can understand why we deeply value the partnership that we have with UNH and the B Impact Clinic. We feel that these young professionals bring a fresh perspective to our businesses, and we hope that these students bring their passion and their learnings into their professions in the future. Our members benefit both now and as these young people become a part of our economy. So we are truly thankful to be a part of this program, and all of our members that have participated speak extremely highly of both the program and the students that participate. So thanks so much, Fiona and Erin, for the work that you're doing.
Thank you, Michelle. We so value our partnership with you. Next slide. Another key and loyal partner is the Responsible Governance and Sustainable Citizenship Project here at UNH's College of Liberal Arts. They have provided critical funding to allow us to hire peer mentors, a key part of our model. Peer mentors are students who have completed the clinic at least once before and who've decided to pay it forward to help guide other students through the steep learning curve of the B Impact Assessment. Next slide. I'd love to now introduce my colleague, Steve Trescoma, to say a few words.
Hi, Fiona. Thanks to you and to Erin, and in fact, thanks to everyone, and especially the students who have been involved in the clinic this year. The Responsible Governance and Sustainable Citizenship Project was founded about 6 years ago at UNH and was designed to really bring attention in curriculum and programming to issues of ethics, and more broadly, the ways in which we organize our communities and create institutions that can both be enduring but also just and equitable. And one of the very first things that RGSCP did, in fact, was, Fiona, you'll remember it well, to have an event on emerging B Corp legislation here in the state of New Hampshire. We look now back at that and the progress that has been made in the state and the number of businesses, not just here, but across the country and the world, who have become involved in this movement really shows the value of the work you've been doing. So again, we're proud to be able to support everything that these students have accomplished. And I also want to thank their business partners. Obviously, without everyone, this wouldn't have been possible.